I'm Lucy, I'm a final year product design student. I'm the Feminist Society president. I'm also the committee for the LGBTQ Society. I'm a women's rep on campus. I work at Monsoon, I run a business, I do freelance. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder, which basically means, it means a lot of things. It means you have like obsessive compulsions about things, which is in the name I guess, but I don't think you'll realise how much more complicated it is than like media portrayals of OCD. Obviously, I think whenever there's OCD, they think of Monica from Friends and people being like, oh, I gotta be clean. My OCD is a lot more situational based. It's not necessarily about, ordering things. It comes and goes. It has very specific manifestations. Like, I had to do things a certain way in my head, or then I don't know what will happen. Like, it depends how bad I am. The more stressed you are, the worse it gets. You can be, when you're really ill, it really doesn't, it's not good. Like last summer, I really wasn't very mentally well at all, and I got to the point where, I was thinking really bad things would happen if I did certain things, like if I ate a certain thing or whatever, people would get hurt. Like it's not logical, it's not like it makes any sense. Like you're not there like, yeah, this would make sense. It's a logical conclusion that my family will die if I have a sandwich or something. But then the less stressed you are, the more you can manage it, the more like CBT and cognitive behavioural therapy you can get. You can normally kind of rationalise things a lot better. So I've got to a point where I'm very much managing it now. OCD can be influenced by trauma. I've always had it as a kid. Never really bothered me too much. I was just a bit weird. Like in the car, I'd always blink whenever I saw a car coming towards me, routinely. Apparently I wouldn't be able to walk home when I was a little kid without going and looking at all the doors on the way home, so it took my mum like ages to get back with me. And that I repressed it to an extent, always in little weird things, but then it never really affected my life, never really had a big influence on me, just little annoyances. I thought everyone's like that. I think I realised it wasn't normal when you do something weird and someone's like, what are you doing? You're like, well, everyone does this. And they're like, no one does this, Lucy. Mine manifests itself in, I guess, weird ways. Like I'll get like a feeling of just disgust if I don't do something a certain way. I'll feel really uncomfortable. I guess the worse it gets, the more you get like literal feelings and thoughts about it, like this will happen if you don't do that. But generally I just think a general kind of, oh, I feel awful if I don't do this. Like earlier today, I was walking along and put something in the bin. I was walking around, I was like, you know what, I didn't put it in the bin right. I didn't put it in the bin right at all. So I just walk back to the bin, take it out and put it in again in the way I wanted to do it, which makes no sense at all to anyone, but it was really important to me. Other ways it manifests itself is if I'm sat really being OCD, I will think of a word, or if a word pops up in my head, I'm, oh, that's a good word. I like type it out in my fingers, in how I would type it, in the way that my fingers will work on a keyboard, which is kind of weird. I have a really big thing of putting my hand all around something, like rectangles, and there's like a thing I can put my hand around the edges of it. I will. I was at work and I was just straight up walking around the counter, rubbing my hand all along the edge for like a solid 10 minutes, and it was the stupidest. It was an empty day, so I wasn't really completely wasting company time, but I just felt like death if I didn't do it. And then if I like go a little bit over, I have to go all the way around again. There's a constant circle, like walking with death like a crazy person. It is a bit I kind of scare myself sometimes. I'm like, oh, maybe I am insane, this isn't normal. But you just gotta get on with it and try to freak people out with your crazy mind. It does manifest itself in funny ways. It's not like I gotta turn the light switch off like 10 times, or I'm gonna lock the door 6 times, but I will nope, I can't sleep until I check my alarm at least another time, about one more time, just to make sure. So it's a bit kind of like a paranoia thing, but I'm not really massively anxious anymore. Triggers can be quite serious. I had a bit of trauma last year, which involved the police and ambulances, and now when I see ambulances, there's that bit inside where it kind of wells up, and there's also with the police. Also, I do a lot of work with the police because I work with lots of victims of abuse, and I work with lots of victims of assault, and I have to put them through the necessary procedures, and sometimes it does involve the police, and it just really kind of works me up, but obviously I do it for them because I'm just kind of put my problems aside, do as much extent as I can. But triggers, they normally stem from a trauma. Mine stem from a trauma regarding the police and ambulances, and so it does set my OCD off. I find I do a lot of work with the police, and I do that typing thing a lot, and or I like rub my leg in a certain way. But triggers are complicated, but if someone asks you, oh, by the way, that's my trigger, can you not bring that up, then it's just, instead of being edgy and being like, oh god, what a snowflake baby, then I normally just respect it, don't even question it, be like, yeah, this person has enough of a problem with that thing to ask me to not talk about it. So yeah, just respect people's triggers if they have them.